I just want to talk today about holotropic breathwork. It's a style of breathwork that gets lost under the umbrella term breathwork, and there's many different styles, but this one is certainly very powerful and potent for professionals and leaders. And I'll get into that in a moment, but before I do, I just want to just get you up to speed on a bit of the history here. So holotropic breathwork was created or discovered, if you can even use those words, by a psychiatrist back in 1960s, 70s, Stanislav Grof. And Stanislav was working with LSD with his patients at the time, helping them go into themselves and heal. But when LSD was banned, he needed an alternative means. But what he noticed is during the LSD journeys his patients were on, when they wanted to re-intensify the experience within that journey, he noticed their pattern of breathing changed. It became accelerated and deep. So when LSD got banned, he mimicked it, just simply the breathing alone with loud evocative music. He partnered up with his wife Christina at the time, and then they founded this holotropic breathwork, and they're doing these workshops, and these were full day workshops. They were quite intense days, but look, people were healing some deep-seated traumas, mental health conditions, illnesses, and things, right? It was some powerful therapeutic work. But what's happening here in modern day is a lot of schools of breathwork has somewhat modified this version to make it more accessible. A lot of people today don't have time for full day workshops. So what I'm seeing is a lot of professionals and leaders are using this modified version for the everyday struggles going through in careers. I've seen people overcome panic attacks, anxiety speaking in public, but I've also seen leaders, get inspired and reconnect deeply to their motivation and drive and even come up with new ideas in this work. You don't have to have a diagnosis, mental health condition for this. This is essentially deep self-exploration. You might be asking yourself, how does breathing do this? Well, through this breathing pattern, the default mode network is quietening that part of your brain responsible for the likes of rumination, before meetings, after meetings, going through what everyone said, what you said, self-criticism about your ability or capability going into these settings. It's responsible for a lot of that overthinking and judgment. When that quietens, you're able to access these other areas of your brain. Subconscious material can surface. You don't really know what you're going to get. So it does take someone to be open-minded, willing to grow, and get out of the way of trying to control everything as well. Your only job in this work is essentially to focus on the breath. And that first 5, 10 minutes is the hardest, yeah, to pick up that acceleration and stay with it, even through the dry mouth and things. But there's such power and deep transformation that can happen in these sessions. So I just want to put this out there because it does get lost amongst all the other styles of breath work.